What do you mean the attack came from Japan? They're our allies.
Mr. President, these attacks represent the most sophisticated application of information warfare ever imagined. The missile launch came through Japan, yes, but it seems likely it was triggered by elements of a private security operation, Displace International.
Displace? That's Doug Shetland's outfit. We have contracts with them.
Who's Shetland?
Former Marine recon, among the very best. He was one of my top candidates for 3rd Echelon a few years ago. No love lost for the military or the United States. Rumor is that we hung him out to dry for political reasons over an incident that wasn't his fault. We can only speculate as to what his agenda is.
Well, how do we defuse the situation until we know?
Maybe the Chinese can help.
Gotcha.
Echelon tracked down Doug Shetland in Tokyo 6 hours ago. He's mobile and he's wireless. And from what we've managed to decrypt, it looks like he's about to wrap up his business with whoever his Japanese contacts are. From what we've managed to pick out of the air, it looks like he and his men are about to converge on a bathhouse in the middle of the city. We need to find out who Shetland is meeting with and do everything we can to prevent him from closing his deal.
Clearly, the attack that crippled the Walsh and force-launched the missile from the battery went through Seoul, but it originated in Japan. Shetland has something to do with it, and my line into the displaced servers shows that he's definitely profiteering on this war. In order to shut down his operation and prevent any further escalation, we need to ID his business partners and make sure they don't leave there with any more of Zerkezi's weaponized algorithms.
Fisher, the bathhouse where this meeting is going down is a semi-public place. There will be civilians in there, and probably a boatload of goons. Shetland's men seem to be popping up all around Tokyo in the last hour or so, and converging simultaneously on the location. Frances Cohen has been in Asia for the last few months, and she's found some ties between the bathhouse ownership and a Japanese criminal organization known as the Red Nation. It's possible that they are Shetland's partners.
What's up, ladies and gents? Sinister, and your host. Welcome back to more Splinter Cell Chaos Theory with the toughest mission in the game by far. This is called Bathhouse. We're going to be going with Redding's recommendation because we're going to need some smoke grenades and we're going to need some sticky cameras. So without further ado, don't forget to leave a like for the toughest mission, and we're doing no knockouts, adding as much challenge as possible. It is go time.
Fisher, I just got a request from Frances Cohen.
What does she need?
She's been trying to get a man inside the bathhouse for a long time to keep tabs on the Red Nation. She wants to know if you can tap the phone lines in and around the building.
Francis? Of course I can.
You can move as soon as you see that guy actually look the other direction.
Good work, Fisher. That's the first phone line. See if you can tap into the rest.
So make sure you do not move until you see him turn and talk to the other guy. Here we're going to go ahead and OCP the light. There is another stealthier route that you can take. However, you still really have to OCP this light. So it doesn't matter which one you do. This one's a little bit quicker. That way we can get through this a little bit easier because the toughest part is more ahead. Otherwise we'd be taking a long route around the top of the buildings, which is still stealthy, but it takes a lot longer and it's the same outcome. Here we're going to go ahead and use our weapon. We're going to equip it, which will allow us to walk through this water without making any noise. If you do not have equip it, even if you're going as slow as possible, it doesn't matter. You will still make noise and you will not be able to get through that without them kind of perceiving you.
Just a reminder, Sam. You'll have some civilians in the bathhouse. Do not, I repeat, do not kill any of them.
I'll be careful.
Be more than careful. Be Gandhi.
Yes, sir.
Here, there's enough distraction and sound that you can actually go by this guy, still moving at a relatively fair pace. Just stay a little bit away from him. What we're going to do is use a whistle here. Normally you can go ahead and OCP the fan. However, I disagree with this method as it puts him looking straight at you, and at least on the PC version, it's not a great idea to have him looking straight at you. So go ahead and whistle here.
Those guys don't look Japanese to me.
Yeah, expensive suits cut wide in the shoulders. They're packing for sure.
Exactly. I make them for displays, trying to keep a low profile.
Makes sense. Doug knows how to stay discreet when it's necessary.
And we can go ahead and move on.
Fisher, in order to figure out who Shetland is meeting with, you'll need to head up into the private offices. Check upstairs to the north of your position and past reception.
On my way.
So there's a few different things that you can do here. You can go to the left or you can go to the right. We're going to go to the right. I found that this is a safer strat to do. As you can see, we have a lot more darkness over here, and we can get to the same objective, and we can actually get to it faster than we would if we would go left. Don't worry about him. If everything is where it should be, those guys will be going around, get against the wall, and you're good to go. Everyone is looking away, and you can go ahead and enter the room. The room, as soon as you open the door, you're still completely in the dark. So you're good to go as soon as you enter, but you need to enter the vent as quickly as possible because there is a guy behind you who's going to be opening that door. If done so correctly, then you do not have to worry about going to the left side, which can cause some problems because you don't have a lot of darkness to move around in. And since we're going no perceivement again, it makes it quite a lot more difficult to pull any of these things off.
Is the upstairs secure?
Yeah. Might be some Red Nation guys up in the private rooms, but I didn't disturb them. How about the front?
It's tight. A truck is blocking the alley, and I sent the guys unloading it.
We only have one chance to do this, meaning that we have one that we can actually use, as you'll see, so you have to kind of think on your feet, one on your 167.20, and you got to kind of figure it out where it is. You don't get a lot of chances.
Well, don't forget to expense that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Make sure you deactivate the camera there, so that way you can climb up the stairs. I think there is an alternate route that I used in my previous walkthrough that you can go outside, but I think this is probably the safer bet. So wait till you hear him come past. We're not using EAV vision, that's why we're not showing where they are. Or thermal. Thermals will let you know exactly where they are. We're not using those visions, we're making it as tough as possible. He just went up the stairs. You have to really pay attention to the sound, so that way you know what's going on. Stay to his left so he doesn't hear you. As soon as we get up these stairs, we're going to go ahead and get against the wall. I know it doesn't make any sense because of the shadow there that they would not see you, but they don't. Whatever reason, you're still complete darkness right there. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, especially since that guy coming from the opposite side. Now, there's multiple ways you can do this room right here. One being is you can go into that room and wait for the other guy to kind of do his path, and then you can go past him from there, or you can follow directly behind the guy. Now, because this is a video game and RNG is a thing of this game, they will do different things. Never expect them to do the same exact thing. So you'll notice here, the guy is going to be going down, this guy is going to be going this way. Sometimes the guy who went downstairs can come right back up. And if he does, like right here, you'll clearly notice that it's not, it can be different. Sometimes he won't come back up. If he doesn't come back up, then you can immediately follow the guy who just left. Otherwise, we're going to stay here. So I'm giving you two options. If that guy does not immediately come right back up from whence he left, then this is what you want to do. If he doesn't come up, then follow behind him, get to the right side at the end of the hallway, and you can get around him and then continue on. Here we have to wait for this guy to come back, so it takes a little bit longer because at this point we can already actually be at the door and using the code. So the code is 3650. You can get this by interrogating the guy inside the room on the right. However, we've played this game so many times we don't need to do that, and we don't want to take anyone out. You can also hack the keypad. Hacking the keypad does unfortunately cause a distraction, and you don't want that, right? So we want things to be kosher. So 3650 will get that door open, and none's the wiser.
Got it. Shetland's meeting in the private baths in the back of the bathhouse in a little while.
Who's he meeting?
Red Nation from the looks of it. Cohen was right. The bathhouse owner is pretty high up in the Japanese mob.
Fisher, those two aren't Displace. They're ISDF assault troops.
What is ISDF doing here?
Maybe the Red Nation has sold Shetland out to the ISDF. Eavesdrop on that meeting and figure out what's going on before ISDF blows this up.
How are we going to stop them?
I'll get on the horn with Admiral Otomo and make sure we're all on the same page.
Listen, we're not using our optic cable and we're not using thermal. So if you listen, you can hear the footsteps of when this guy is moving away. That is when you want to move. And if you're fast enough, you can get to here and you can open up this door and close it before he turns around. We're going to be exiting through the window. There's a guy sleeping here, so you don't want to move too fast. As you can see, there's any sound in this room will catch him. Should be able to jump out. Head down here. Now, the other thing you have to worry about is this guy goes back and forth. I don't know where he's going to be on your playthrough. This guy can be in different places as well. He can be all over the place. If you want to check out the different outcomes of where he could be or where anyone else could be during these videos and live, check out the live streams that I do for this specific mission. As you'll clearly see that when you restart checkpoints and you do things like that, enemy behaviors and movements, they change. They're completely different. You never get the same one that just goes exactly the way that you think it's going to. That's what makes this one of the better stealth games. Because when you know what's going to happen next, then it becomes less fun. But you're always surprised by here. So it just so happens that we need to wait right here for just a little bit. There's going to be a guide coming through. This might not be the case for you. It just depends on when you're going through. If you've changed anything in the timing, it could be different. This guy's going to be coming through here, and then there's going to be a civilian coming in on the left. You need to immediately, do not waste any time, immediately exit as soon as you have an open space to do so when this guy turns to the right. When doing so, you'll have just enough time to enter the next area before the door closes, and then you can get in here and move to the right side. As you can see, they're both going in that direction, which gives us time to go right in. Don't rush, because if you run just a little, you're going to screw yourself up. So here, you've got to OCP this light, or you could do a whistle, or you could just go by and he'll slightly see you. It doesn't matter, but since we're doing no perceivements on Sam himself, we're going to go ahead and OCP the light. Otherwise, you have to do something with that guy. You just have to. There's no other way to get around without him at least seeing a little bit of you or creating some type of distraction. This next room is tough, but not so tough. It's the little hallway in between that can change things up dramatically. So here we're going to go ahead and move forward. We're going to head down into the pool. You don't have to head down to the pool. You can go to the right side and then go up the catwalk there and then climb to the other side if you want to as well. But we're going to go ahead and switch this off, not pierce. This is going to cause a distraction on these guys. Sometimes they'll do different things. Sometimes that other guy will go to the left instead of the right. Sometimes he'll do what he's doing here. Either way, should give you enough time to go in, get up over here, immediately head to the left, and get your second box, or second tap. Now, the next room can be very tough.
Way to go, Sam. Cohen says there's one more phone line she'd like you to tap.
Wait till he's done. Sometimes there's a guy not in here sweeping. Sometimes there's a guy in here sweeping. It's so random, and it'll change every time you restart checkpoints. You never know which one's it going to be. However, in mine, he was always there, and he never was not. So I had to come up with a strategy to get around this guy without knocking him out. So, split jump into an OCP. Stay up here. Notice how he stays, and he'll stay here almost the entire time. As long as you stay up. But if you were to drop down too quick, he immediately will come back the other direction, and then you have to go back into a split jump again. So I don't recommend doing that. I recommend staying up for just a little bit until he moves forward. Then you want to get up against this back area here, and make sure you are against the corner so he doesn't see you when he goes by. This also changes the room when it comes to when the smoke or the steam comes out. If the guy is not in the room, the steam will come out early. And when the steam comes out early, you're able to move quicker through this room. However, when the guy is there, and you have to do all of this maneuvering to get around, the steam will take a lot longer to come out. And because of that, you have to think a little bit on your feet. These guys are going to be almost done talking before the steam will even come. So that means we need to... You don't really need to do a split jump or anything. I just do it because it's cool. But the guard's going to come back over to this area. You need to wait until it's fully steamed up. And then once it's fully steamed up, then you can freely enter the room and then follow the route that I do, and you should be fine without them seeing you. But do also keep an eye out on the civilian guy. Make sure he's not checking you out as well. Again, this guy doesn't come in the room, so you could stay against the wall and be alright. Give it a few seconds. As you can see, the bright light tells you that that steam is there. Once that is full like that, that means it's time to move forward. So at this point, you can go ahead and move forward and no one's going to see you. And again, if you want to learn how I do all these strategies, check out the live streams. Make sure you click the notification down below, and also make sure you click the bell icon to say you want to be notified every single time we're live or a video comes out. Helps the channel. Here, you can pretty much immediately go in. I think either way you're going to be safe, no matter where he is. We're going to use this valve, and we're going to turn it. This is going to turn the steam on. It's not very, very important that you do, depending on where he is in the room. But as you can see, if you don't get to this point before he turns around, then that steam, then he's going to see you without the steam, right? So that's why you turn the steam on. Now you can obviously turn this turret on or off. It's up to you, but as long as you stay away from it, go behind it, and then make sure it's on the other side when you go around the room. You notice that he's right there, but he will not be able to see you at this point. You're far enough away, and plus he moves to the other direction, so you're good to go. Once this turret's on the other side, we can go ahead and move forward and head on to the more difficult part coming up. We need to grab the final tap. Once we do that, we're going to be very, very quick and move through this area, do exactly what I do, and hopefully save as well here. Hopefully you should be good to go and doing what I do. It's very tricky, though.
That's the last phone line, Fisher. Cohen sends her thanks.
Tell her it was my pleasure.
There's going to be a guy here. You don't want to, obviously, let him hear you. Get up against this wall here. He's going to go past you. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting for quite a while for this room. Here, you're going to want to go ahead and wait. Don't go around too much. You don't want to be seen by this guy here. Get up against the wall as soon as possible, and then wait here. He's going to pass. You're going to move to the exact opposite side of the room and get up against the wall. He will do different things, so I can definitely tell you there's a little bit of luck in everything you're doing here.
Turns out there's a vent that comes out in the meeting room.
And then we can enter inside once he goes back in that direction.
Clear of any surveillance gear.
Yes, sir.
Be quick about it. The meeting will start soon.
I'm on it.
This room, fairly easy. He will not see you when you're down here, even if you're in a little bit of light, as you can see. Jump up here. You remember, you got to jump a little early before you think, or else you'll just hit your head. Go all the way up, follow him, but go to his right, and then get up against the wall. I tried to do a split jump in this room, but you can't do that, because that would have been pretty cool, too. He's going to turn to his left. Again, that's why this works, because he turns to his left, and we're on his right side. Now, go up, quickly get the objective. You can get the objective in two different spots, here or when you move up later on when you're going through the level after the little light flickers on and off. Also, save, do a hard save here just in case you are seen in the vent.
ISDF is in the building. Are they making their move?
Get back immediately. A guy will see you in here, even if he doesn't show that he sees you, and then it'll screw everything up at the end for your rating.
Wait a minute.
Just wait here and let everything play out at this point. We have a hard save in case we need to come back to this point if we don't get 100% because of the glitch. But if you do it this way, you should be good. If not, then you can get the computer later on in the level.
Taking care of everything. We're secure.
Jesus, Lambert. ISDF isn't here to take Shetland down. They're meeting with him. They're his partners.
My God. Stay there. We need to hear the details before we go to the Joint Chiefs with this.
Not bring them? We're not going to follow you across Tokyo.
Relax, Kinnaid. I'll just download them and burn you a disc.
Ha! You take me for a fool. You are not stupid enough to download them over a public network. What are you up to?
I said relax. You're right. I'm not that stupid. My men just finished setting up a shadow net. Completely secure wireless, discreet from the web. Now sit. We'll have your algorithms in about 4 minutes. Hold it!
Lambert.
Let it go, Fisher. We know the truth. We'll pick up the pieces after the dust settles.
David Kinnaid, I've seen it before. You're defending your honor to cover up your lies. Should I check the account, or should we start shooting and see who walks out of here?
Kaneda! That's so...
Immediately when you can go back, start heading back, and you're going to save right before you get to the vent.
We're switching to fallback. The chopper's on its way.
Good. Secure this area. No one comes through.
Yes, sir.
Fisher?
Kill Shetland. I know.
Good thinking, Fisher. Looks like Shetland is using Casey's infinite recursion code to run genetic algorithms that allow him to remotely organize his men.
Why?
Wow. Looks like Shetland can...
People also on the target location independent.
Wait till that explosion and then leave. Don't rush right there, you still could be seen. Here we're going to move up. There's going to be a flashing light on and off. This is also where you can get the computer too if you didn't want to get it earlier, if you just wanted to wait behind in the vent. Wait till that is flashing off, then go. If you go to the right, or left right there, you'll see that that's where the computer is. Here you got to go slow. There's a wall mine. We're going to get out our smoke grenades. This is really the only way you're going to get past this room without taking anyone out or them seeing you. Remember, they have night vision thermals, so they're going to see you almost every single time. So throw your smoke grenade about right there. It'll land. It'll give you enough cover. Wait for it to kind of disperse a little bit. Then you can move forward. So this next section is tough to talk to. We're going to be placing a lot of sticky cameras, a total of 3. Place them in the exact spots you see me do. Go slow here. There's another remote mine. If you do so, it's a very, very lucky. So you're going to want to save after you've done the first one. All right?
This is pointless, Sam. You won't know what to do if you catch me. Why bother chasing?
My God, Fisher! Shetland has rigged the place to blow. There are bombs hidden in the furnace room. You'll have to find them all, and fast.
So we're going to place 3 sticky cameras. 1 on this side. 1 directly below where we are right now. And 1 on the far side to take care of the final guy in the area before we leave. Now, we're not using these sticky cameras to gas. We're using these sticky cameras to distract. Otherwise, there's no other way that you're going to get around these guys without being seen. It's literally impossible. You can't do it. Because of their thermal visions, there's nowhere you can hide in this level that they don't see you. If they have any direct sight on you at all, even if you've got 0 meter, that's it. It's done. It's over. They're just going to immediately kill you. So once you deactivate this first bomb, immediately save afterwards, and then do not save again. Repeat, do not save again. It will change things, and then you'll have to adapt from that change, and you don't want to do that, whereas you would rather adapt from here.
Lambert have you wrapped around their fingers, Fisher. You're no more to them than any other weapon.
So the first guy is going to be coming up, so you want to go ahead and switch over to your cameras. Go to the one that's on the bottom. Wait till he gets a little close, and then use it. Use the noise. You can only use the noises so often, so you've got to really time when to use a noise and when not. He's coming down, so you want to stay back enough to where he doesn't see you. If it's out of sight, out of mind. If you're in his vicinity, and even if you're in the complete dark, he will shoot and take you out. It does not matter. Here, for safety measures, and this is how it worked for me, it might not work for you, I'm going to throw a smoke grenade into this corner over here. This is going to slow down the guys just enough for us to be able to get through the rest of it, which can just be ridiculously tough, and I know all of you that have completed it, you're masters. This is one of those levels that is just crazy.
You've made yourself the instrument of a policy you don't believe in, Sam. Walk away.
The trick here with the sticky cameras is to try to line them up the best you can so that they go as far away from where you're going as possible. And it is a very tricky thing to do. See? You got one guy up there. Actually, they're all pretty much right up there. So, we did it just at the right time that all 3 of them, I think, are going to head the other direction. But look, there's one guy that's coming in that direction. So you need to do this again with the other one here that we place on this side. As you can see, it can be very tough, but as long as you got all 3 of their distractions, it will give you enough time to get over here without them hearing you or seeing you. We still have 1 more to go, though.
Blood is thicker than water, and you and I have bled a lot together. You're trading your honor for their agenda.
This is a tough jump. Very, very tough, but you have to make this jump or it won't work. You got to get over here quickly, immediately go down and go back into stealth. Go slow. Don't go past your meter. Try to. It's very tough to do, though. Get your thing out, switch to the 3rd one so that it gets his attention. If done correctly, you can get by the other guys, he will move forward, and you are 100% good to go. Congratulations, you just completed the toughest mission in all of Splinter Cell. This mission makes Kalina Tech look like a picnic.
Doesn't have to end like this, Sam.
No, but it does have to end.
On that we agree. We've been fighting their dirty little wars our entire lives, and where do we end up? Staring at each other down the barrels of our guns. Nothing has changed, Bishop. And it won't change by degrees. We have to tear it down and start over. It's the only way.
Your own little chaos theory, throw the world into war and hope that what comes out the other side is better.
It will be better. Because this war will change things, Sam. Every other war has been about keeping things the same, but the status quo doesn't work anymore. America's sick, Sam. She's dying. The politicians, the bureaucrats, the whispered backroom deals, it's all life support for a sick old lady who was dead a long time ago.
The only backroom deals that I've seen lately were made by you. You're a murderer and a war criminal.
Those are the only names the state has for the revolutionaries, Sam. You only become a hero after the war is over. You know the truth. The world is built from the bottom up, not the other way around. Honor, courage, fidelity. We don't inherit these things from the world, Sam. We build the world from them. I know you. You believe in these things more than any government. And I know that because of it, you wouldn't shoot an old friend.
You're right, Doug. I wouldn't shoot an old friend.
There you go, ladies and gents. All objectives completed, as plus the bonus objectives. And we got 100%, 23 minutes, 35 seconds, zeros down the line. Thank you so much for motivating me to get this done. Toughest mission in all of Splinter Cell. Leave a like for the challenge. Next up is the final mission. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Bitches!